This is Rick242ify here, with my new series that'll be based around Vagnal, my Night Elf Druid. It's called WoW Druid Craft, where I will be teaching you different tips and tricks to what I've found to be an excellent Night Elf Druid. Let's enter the game. Today, we will be working on the cat form and setting up action bars. So first let's do the action bars. I would suggest the X bar add-on for this, X custom bar preferably. So now let's take a closer look at some of the requirements for that. That's right, X custom bar. So, Druid. So you want, at a level 17, you want 5 spells, 1 action per spell. Spell 1 should be your travel form. Spell 1, action 1. Spell 2, action 1 should be your aquatic form. Spell 3, action 1 should be bear form. Spell 4, action 1 should be your cat form. And spell 5, action 1 should be your teleport to Moonglade. So let's just save plus close. So that's the only way to get out of that menu. And so that's a way to set up a good action bar to turn into your druids that'll always be on this part of the interface over here. You can also change the coordinates of your bar so that it's like this way, this way, this way, or this way. I haven't found a way to make it this way and then that way. Maybe they made more settings. Alright, so now let's work on our cat form. Alright, so for number 1, I have auto attack. For number 2, I have claw. For number 3, I have ferocious bite. For number 4, I have rake. For number 5, I have mangle, and if you're the kind that likes to move stealthily through an attacked area, for number 6, I would suggest prowl. Let me go into an area that's full of battle here, so that I can show you how well my action bar setup works. Now, my battery on the camera is running a little low here, so this video can't be too terribly long, but... Alright, so... let's take on a shimmer shell, so let's take on this crab. So we start off with 1, then 2, 5, 3. Basically what you do, every time an attack spell for the cat form is open, like available to be used, use it. Alright, just get back to the in here. And for my next installment, I will be doing bear form and level 17 talents. And then after that, I'll tell you what I'm doing after that. By the way, if you're wondering about my companion, that is Withers. You get him if you do Darkshore. Alright, this has been Rick2425 with part 1 of Druid Craft. If you would like to, you can pattern your druid after Vagnal here. His name is Vagnal, V-A-G-N-A-L. He is on the Dawnbringer realm, and my guild is Legends of Dawnbringer. Open to all new players 70 to 85, preferably. Although now more like a 78 to 85. Since the Guildmaster is 78, we could do more stuff together. But we are also open to newer players. And we will help you get up in levels. We are the Legends of Dawnbringer. We are almost guild level 2. And this is Vagnal, V-A-G-N-A-L, Night Elf Druid on the Alliance. Come see him or any other of our guild operatives, and we'll see what we can do to get you in. Alright, by the way, I'll do an instructional video on who all my operatives are. Alright, Rick2425 out. Peace. This is Rick2425 here with part 2 of the Druid Craft installment, where I will be doing talent trees and bear form setup. In my previous video, I did cat form and X-bar setup. So let me go into my talents here. So, if you're more of that combat druid that would want an extra attack form for your bear and cat form, I would suggest doing the feral combat druid. But then again, it is your druid. You can do whatever you want with it. This is just what I'm suggesting. If you watch these videos and don't like what you see, you don't even have to do anything that I suggest for you. But level 17 druid, feral combat. I started off with feral swiftness. Now, it increases your movement speed by 30% in cat form, and chance to dodge while in cat or bear form by 4%. And then I went on to predatory strikes. Increases your critical strike chance of your ravage ability by 50% on targets at above 80% health. I believe ravage is a bear form ability. So if you're a druid that likes to stay in transformation form, like me, you might want to consider a feral combat. Now let's view the summaries for each of the talent trees. So for feral combat, it's a damage and tank. One of the abilities that you learn is Mangle. Mangle the target, inflicting damage and causing the target to take additional damage from bleed effects for 1 minute. This ability can be used in cat or bear form. It does considerably more if it's in bear form. Aggression increases your attack power by 20%. Vengeance requires bear form. Each time you take damage while in bear form, you gain 5% of the damage taken as attack power, up to a maximum of 10% of your health. Entering cat form or travel or travel or aquatic or racial form will cancel this effect. And feral instinct reduces the chance enemies have to detect you while prowling. That is feral combat. Now let's move over to the balance talent tree. It is a damage roll. So if you're more that racial kind of druid that likes dealing heavy damage, that likes doing a damage roll in dungeons and PvP, then balance might be the one for you. We have Star Surge. 31 mana, 2-second cast, 40-yard range, 50-second cooldown. Causes high nature damage at long range that is both nature and arcane. Moves you closer to activating the next eclipse. Use every time cooldown makes available. Alright, and then we have Moon Fury. Arcane and natural spell damage increased by 10%. So like I said, if you're more of an attack racial kind of druid, balance might be the one for you. And now let's move on to Restoration. It is a main healer, so if you're a little more comfortable with a healing, Restoration might be the one for you. So we have Swift Mend. 28 mana, 40-yard range, 50-second cooldown, instant cast. Consumes a rejuvenation or regrowth effect on your target to instantly heal them for a high amount. Best used when your target needs a very fast heal to prevent death. Meditation. Allows 50% of your mana regeneration from a spirit to continue while in combat. Gift of Nature. Healing increased by 25%. Disentanglement. Allows the druid to clear all roots when shapeshifting in addition to snares. So if you're a little bit of racial and transformation form, but you really like healing, Restoration might be for you. But I went with the Feral Combat since I'm more of a shapeshift kind of guy. Now let's look at our bear form. So this is the Night Elf bear form. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Yeah, I bet you're digging it. For number 1, I have Auto Attack. For number 2, I have Maul. Now Maul, it deals damage, but not as much as Mangle. And Mangle is available faster, but Maul is just a quicker way to kill your enemy. For number 3, I have Demoralizing Roar. Causes all melee attacks to make weaker physical attacks. Or melee enemies to make weaker physical attacks. Best used when fighting multiple melee enemies. It just makes physical attacks weaker. For number 4, I have Growl. Forces an enemy that is attacking a friend to attack you instead. Used to protect friends with less health and armor than you. And number 5, I have Mangle, which I already told you what that does, and it does considerably more damage than the cat form Mangle. So, like Nigahiga says, if you follow all of these lessons, wait, hang on, I'll say that in a little bit here. If you follow all of these lessons, it should look a little something like this. Over and done with relatively fast. Now, like I said, you don't have to take my suggestions. I'm not going to do my next version of Druid Craft next, but I can't do it tomorrow either. And I might be able to pull it off on Saturday, I'm not sure. But I'm getting teeth pulled tomorrow, so I will be quite out of it. So I won't be doing any type of videos. So this has been Druid Craft Part 2 with Rick242 of I. Today, in Druid Craft 2, we learned decent talents and good suggestions for bearer form. Alright. For my next installment of Druid Craft, I will be teaching you good equipment for a level 17 Night Elf Druid. If you have a leatherworking friend, I think some of my equipment came from leatherworking. So, Rick342 out. Peace.